How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to Rangers Rundown. A disappointing loss tonight, but one that we, can swallow. This isn't necessarily a disappointing loss, although all losses are disappointing to some degree. They're playing the best team in the Metro, one of the best teams in the league. They end up losing. It happens. Rangers have lost to worse teams this season, and we're still here, so I think we'll be okay. Hedl is still out day-to-day with an injury, so the lineup tonight: Kreider, Zibanejad, Vetrano, Panarin, Strome, Kopp, Lafreniere, Gaudreau, Kakko, Hunt, Rooney, Reeves, Lindgren, Fox, Miller, Trouba, Braun, Schneider, with Shesterkin in net. We get into the first period, 2 icings, 1 for each team within the first minute, and then the first line with some pressure right after that. 4 minutes in, the game has already had about 4 to 5 whistles, just icings, high sticks, offsides. Just first 5 minutes of the game just mired with these whistles, stoppage, face-off. Game really didn't get into a flow until about 5 minutes in. Second line with a strong pressure and multiple good keep-ins at the blue line. Rangers fell apart in the third period for sure, but the first 2 periods of this game, the Rangers were solid. Very crisp passes, very nice keep-ins at the blue line to keep the offense going. Just facing a very strong defensive team with a very good goalie. 7:28, Shea takes a cross-checking penalty, and it's the league's number 1 penalty kill versus the league's number 2 power play. But the penalty kill for the Carolina Hurricanes would come through. Rangers were 0 for 4 on the power play tonight. Vetrano had a shot from the circle towards the end of that power play. Halfway through, shots are 7-2 in favor of the Rangers. So like I said, these first 2 periods, Rangers, really good job controlling the Hurricanes and just keeping the offense moving in one direction on the ice. First line with a huge shift of pressure. Like I said, passing, just very crisp, getting it through the Carolina defenseman sticks, trying to get into those passing lanes. Rangers being able to weave in and out of those. Vetrano goes 200 feet to make a defensive play. So the play exits the Rangers, exits the Carolina zone rather quickly. Carolina moving forward on a rush. Vetrano just zooms his way all the way down the ice to make a good defensive play. So good for him. He had a strong game. I think he had 5 or 6 shots on goal tonight. Carolina gets some offensive zone time with about 7 minutes left. A lead pass to Kreider is just too far. He would have been sprung for a partial break on that. 14:24, Pesce takes a hooking penalty. And then the first minute, all Rangers. This power play looked much better than the first one. The second minute was a struggle, but the second power play for the Rangers is not nearly as deadly as the first one. Carolina pushes in the final minute, and Vetrano is sprung in the final seconds, and then Trouba has a blast with about 2 seconds left. Shots 14-7 in favor of the Rangers. Carolina playing well defensively, but Rangers are just playing really smooth, well-oiled machine in the first period. 1 minute and 3 seconds into the second period, Miller would score the opening goal of the game to put the Rangers on the board 1-0. Zibanejad passed through the crease, Miller able to put it in. That was Zibanejad's 75th point of the season, which ties a career high for him. 2:21, Vetrano takes a holding penalty. During the delayed penalty, as Anderson was going to the bench so Carolina could get the extra attacker, he ends up with the puck and ends up stick handling a little bit right before the red line, which was cool to see. You don't really see goalies handling the puck much past their crease. Vetrano is sprung from the penalty box and rips it. It bounces just off of Freddie Anderson's shoulder and hits the post and out, but he put all of his energy into that shot. 7.5 minutes in, Panarin takes the puck around the net, and he has an open man in front, which he elects to try and pass to, and the puck gets pushed out. He should have just gone for the wraparound, and the Rangers would have had a 2-0 lead. 9:49, Smith takes a roughing penalty. He and Gaudreau came together, and Gaudreau did a good job drawing that penalty. Smith pushes him down to the ice. Multiple icings for the Rangers during that power play. Smith knocks down Gaudreau accidentally, I guess. The two come together shortly after that power play is over. and Smith just kind of puts his stick into Goudreau's head. It looked like an accident, but those two coming together again. 13:38, Svechnikov scores a goal. He banked it off of Shesterkin's pads from behind the net. So there's a shot. The deflection goes behind the net. Shesterkin probably loses it. Otherwise, he would have gotten back to the post a little bit faster. Svechnikov able to bank it off of Shesterkin and into the net. Rooney and Smith come together. They're chirping at each other. I think Rooney wanted to fight, but Smith didn't want to. And then Reeves and Stahl come together in front of the bench, and they start roughing each other up as well. Carolina pushes in the final minutes, and the lines come together after the buzzer. Kakko's final shot, I think, was right after the buzzer, and Svechnikov puts a pretty good hit on him into the boards. Rangers don't like that, so the lines come together. Shots 9-7 in favor of Carolina in the second period. Third period, 1 minute and 2 seconds in, Jarvis scores a goal, putting Carolina up 2-1. Teams trade good chances after that. Carolina keeps pushing. This third period was pretty much all Carolina. 6:42, Stahl scores a goal, putting Carolina up 3-1. It was a blocked shot, ends up in the slot with Stahl. He ends up putting it in. Miller with a beautiful stick handle around. The defenseman's name is blanking. Man, that's annoying. One of the best defensemen in the league on Carolina, Miller just completely undresses him, puts the puck between his leg, gets to net front, doesn't end up scoring the goal, gets his own rebound, puts it off the post, it bounces back out. So Rangers coming very, very close to making it a 1-goal game. 8:42, D'Angelo takes a slashing penalty, I should say. The crowd booed him every time he touched the puck. And that power play would not last long because at 9:21, Strome would take a hooking penalty. So we get 1 minute and 22 seconds of 4-on-4, during which the Rangers would generate a couple chances and kill off the 38-second power play that Carolina had afterwards. Teams trade good chances again. Carolina very physical, not really letting up. With 2 minutes left in the period, Shesterkin goes to the bench. Rangers take a timeout with 1:44. And then at 18:22, Chris Kreider becomes a member of the 50-goal club for the New York Rangers. One of only 4 players now who have scored 50 goals in a season for the New York Rangers. He is 4 goals away from tying the Rangers franchise record for goals in a season, set by Jaromir Jagr. The Rangers have, what game was this tonight? This was, I think they have 8 games left. If he scores a goal every other game from now on, he will tie the Rangers franchise record, which is insane. Because before this season, he had never cracked 30. And now he's just on a tear. Then at 19:54, Aho scores the empty net to ice it for the Carolina Hurricanes. But we get to watch Kreider score his 50th goal. So that takes a little bit of the sting off of this loss. Carolina now very firmly cemented in first place by 4 points over the Rangers. Will the Rangers be able to catch Carolina? I don't know. I think with only 8 games left, 4 points is going to be hard to get through, especially if Carolina keeps winning games. I think this fan base would rather have the Rangers finish second so they get home ice in the first round against Pittsburgh, although Pittsburgh only has 4 points on the Capitals, who have been playing better than Pittsburgh lately. So Rangers could end up playing the Capitals in the first round and have home ice advantage, which I'm not really afraid of the Capitals anymore. They have an aging core. I mean, Ovi is still deadly, but I think as of right now, the Rangers are probably playing Pittsburgh, but if not Pittsburgh, they're playing Washington, both of which great first-round opponents for this team. Stats at the end of the game: shots 30-25 in favor of the Rangers, faceoffs 45.6%, power play went 0 for 4, hits 19 apiece, blocks 11-15 in favor of Carolina. The trivia question of the evening: Ryan Strome got his 350th point with the Rangers last game. Who was the fastest Rangers player to get to 350 points? And apparently, it's a Ranger that I've never heard of, Mike Rogers, who did it in 267 games, which, that's pretty good. 350 points in 267 games, way to go, Mike Rogers. So there you go. The Rangers are back in action tomorrow night in Philadelphia against the Flyers, a team that they should beat. We can expect Georgiev to be in goal. He'll probably play, I don't know, 3 more games this season. I think if they're smart, they would split it 4 games apiece between the 2 goalies just to make sure Shesterkin is fresh for the playoffs. But I think Georgiev will get maybe 3 out of the last 8. Maybe only 2, who knows? I think at this point you can start resting your top players for a game or 2 heading down the stretch just to make sure that first round of the playoffs you are as fresh as possible. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next rundown.